It was great. I don't think it's for everybody. I do think there's going to be people who are sold on the fact that this thing is scary, and then they're going to go in there and they're going to watch it and be like, it wasn't that good. Like, you don't know what you're looking at. That's all. You can't appreciate these camera angles. You can't appreciate these wide shots. That's all. This theme of spectacle just, went over your head. That's all. It's not bad. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking the thumbnail. My name is Corey. We're talking about Nope, the new film from Jordan Peele. We're talking full spoilers here, and we're trying to kind of rank where do the Jordan Peele movies kind of fall as far as like which one is good, which one is this, where do they rank? There's only 3, so I guess it's the top 3 episode here for Jordan Peele. And just having the discussion, right? Just jumping straight into the discussion of Nope. Nope is at the bottom for me. And I'm not saying that the movie isn't good. I think that it's top tier cinema. It's one of the best movies of the year. But I don't think that general audiences is gonna be in love with it like they were in love with Get Out or like they were in love with Us. Those 2 movies do one thing much better than this one, and I think it's all about pace. This movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. This movie feels long because the story does not move at the same speed as all the other movies that he's made. Nope, I feel like goes a good 45 minutes, almost to an hour before you get some real alien action. And again, because this is spoiler, we know it's a UFO movie, but it's not a UFO movie. I think that the marketing did great by showing you a flying saucer, and everyone's going in thinking aliens. No, there's one alien, and it's the flying saucer. That was, I liked that reveal. I liked that whole setup because, again, I watched that one trailer and then I saw like other clips online, things you flipping channels. So I saw the flying saucer and I heard a line that said like, oh, it painted your house. And I'm thinking like, what is that? But then when you get the scene in the movie though, I was like, oh, it's one thing that eats things and is gonna spit up blood on their house. I was like, wow, that's cool, that's dope. I did not expect that to happen that way. There was so much in the movie that is good and praiseworthy. To say that it's on the bottom of the list for Jordan Peele might sound like I don't like it. No, I loved the movie. I thought the movie was great, but I just don't have the same love for it as I had for Get Out or for Us. I liked both of those movies better. If somebody wanted to tell me that Get Out is his best work, and then Nope would be right below that, and then Us would be right below that, I would be fine with that. But that is not my order of Jordan Peele. My personal order would be Get Out at the very top, Us right below that, and then Nope right below that. So let's talk about some similarities and some differences. When it comes to Nope, visuals, right? Cinematography, the way this movie is shot, my God, this is the most beautiful Jordan Peele movie. The cinematography here is amazing. It's the most beautiful movie to look at that he's made. Get Out pales in comparison. Us pales in comparison when it comes to just strictly visuals. The performance by Daniel Kaluuya, great. The performance by Keke Palmer, great. And what I like about Daniel Kaluuya, just jumping right back to him, is that it's a totally different version of him from what we got in Get Out. Just a very different person. His body type, he carried himself different, he spoke different. He played a tough, hard individual. And I really enjoyed his presentation. I like the chemistry between him and Keke Palmer, who is obviously the misfit of the family. Man, I really liked it visually. I thought it was great. It shines above the rest in that regard. I think that Get Out is the best paced of Jordan Peele's movies. Us is very close. It's very close. But it's also, Us is better than Nope when it comes to the pace. There was too much time. They got us too invested or too wrapped up in the story. I think the story of Us is probably one of the more interesting Just because you have the switch or the swap of the characters in the very beginning, you see it, but you don't know or you can't confirm that you saw it until the very end of the film. But that story of one person taking another person's place and growing differently with the nature versus nurture and all the other things that goes into that discussion, I think Us has a very nice story on par with Get Out. Those two are on par for being the best story-wise. Nope has a very good story as well. I'm not saying that Nope's story wasn't good. It's just, to me, not as interesting because of, I think, the commentary that he's trying to make with the film, and we'll get to that. I think the commentary is not a conversation starter because it's so obvious and it's so like plain in comparison to the other two with race and poor and the poverty and the homeless. Like those are all long discussions that can be had. But like the theme here is spectacle, and it's like it's not a big deal. It's part of life. Everyone knows this at this point, and it's something that's not going away, in my opinion. And you know what? While I'm here and I'm just talking, let's go ahead and dive deeper into that idea of spectacle and it not being the best theme when talking about the movie. So here's the thought. The movie is about spectacle and how far some people are willing to go to be a part of a spectacle and cash in on a spectacle. You have Stephen Yeun's character who cashed in on his own trauma throughout the film. And then when he gets to the end of his story, it's like, this is the price sometimes for trying to capture and cash in on a spectacle. Like, he was eating, and his whole little crew, whole family, all his patrons eating. Like, sometimes that happens when you get too close to the spectacle and try to cash in too much. So yeah, that's cool. But you also see that that's a part of life that's never gonna stop. When I did my non-spoiler discussion, I said that the theme is quite, it's just there, and eventually it becomes like, oh, it's in your face. It becomes obvious when the TMZ guy who was there, looking death in the face, about to be eaten by an alien, and he's like clamoring for a camera, like, get my camera, and it's like, bro, you're about to die, and you still want to be a part of the spectacle, like even up to death. You want to be a part of it. You want to have your finger in it. And it's like, but that's life. That's where we are now. The fact that I am talking about a bigger movie is like, that's my content, is being a part of this weekend-long spectacle. The idea of, oh, he put out the movie's going to generate buzz. I'm going to put out a video. The video is going to do a little bit of numbers. Maybe if people click the thumbnail, it's like, we all want to be a part of something bigger. That's just not a big conversation starter. All the racial stuff that went on with Get Out, like, man, you can still have those conversations today. Like, you can still cherry pick minutia and still talk about, cultural appropriation. The fact that, like, some people want to be a part of Black culture so bad that they're willing to take our bodies. It's like, you can still have that conversation. Spectacle is like, yeah, everybody want to take a picture of the car accident. Everybody want to see. It's like, it's just what people do. Only the few strong people are the people who can look away from the car wreck and they're like, hey, I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna mind my business, make sure it's not me. Like, it's simple. It's a simple thing to me, and it just doesn't generate the same level of intrigue or conversation to be had afterwards. I think, and maybe I'm being too harsh, but I think this movie shines in every way except the part that matters to what I feel is the core of Jordan Peele's movie making. It's the fact that I'm gonna do something that's gonna generate some conversation. And it's like, spectacle? I guess. Or at least that's how it hit to me. I really would like to know, how did it hit to you? Because the idea of spectacle being the big things, man. And that's why my overall score for it, when I threw it up on the screen, my overall score is relatively low, but that's, again, scales. If you're looking at just numbers, Thor, I gave an 8 out of 10. It's like, why you didn't do that for Nope? Nope was far better than Thor. It's far better than most things that are ever gonna be in the MCU. It's top tier. It's on a whole nother level. When you're talking about Nope, beautiful cinematography, great performances, a cohesive narrative that don't have a whole bunch of hoops to jump through. The only thing that kind of stood out as something that was slightly wonky was the the film purist that they got to be their cinematographer in the movie, I forget his name, but he had the handheld crank camera. It's like he kind of stood out, and he might confuse audiences because of the decisions that he made. But if you sit and you think about it, it's like, even that was fairly simple. The guy was a purist. He shot the shot of all shots. Like, I got the impossible shot. And I don't think people deserve it. So I'm gonna end it. Crazy, but simple enough. Either that or, again, crazy, thinking I got the impossible shot. Anything else I do with the rest of my life is never gonna measure up to this. So let's just cut it right here in life, right here. You can't really analyze that any further than that. Like, that's the end of his conversation point. And I think that's where the movie falls below the other two. Because again, if I rewatched Us and struck up a conversation, we could still talk. With Get Out, I could put that on with a different audience and the right mixture of audience, and we could still go at it about these elements that's included. But with Nope, it's like, yep, everybody want to be a part of a spectacle. Everybody want to have their phone out and take a picture of the incident. Hopefully try to cash in, monetize that thing. That's life. That's it. I'm trying to get monetized. Everybody trying to get monetized. Everybody trying to see something come from being a part of something bigger. So I just feel like that is the letdown when it comes to the movie, not the movie itself. Every other aspect of the movie was incredible, and it's top tier filmmaking, but I just don't give it the same score as I would give to other things. So hope I make sense with all that. Hope you understood where I was going when I was trying to drive that bus. That's all the thoughts that I have. I hope I expressed them well. Hope that you understood where I was trying to drive the bus, man. And drop a comment if you did. If you got any questions, if you want to know more of the perspective, we can chop it up in the comment section. I sure do like to interact with everybody who leaves a comment. So those are my thoughts. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good, because Nope is good.